Hey there, hi everyone. Welcome to the four proven marketing systems every contractor must optimize to maximize revenue growth. If that was the presentation you're looking for, you're in the right place, and we'll get started here in just another couple of minutes. Going to let everybody get signed on and settled in here. So if you have any last minute emails to finish up, phone call to make, anything like that, now is the time to do it, and we'll get started here in just another couple of minutes. Thanks. Okay, hi everybody. Let's go ahead and get rolling here. Welcome again to the four proven marketing systems every contractor must optimize, to maximize revenue growth. And hopefully that's the presentation you're looking for and you're in the right spot. We will get through this here in just about 45 minutes to an hour. And I will make time for some questions at the end. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and type them into the box that you see below this presentation. Also, just want to let you know that I will be recording this. So if for some reason you're not able to stick around through the whole thing, I will get you out a recording here in the next 24 or 48 hours or so. So you can keep on the lookout for that. Finally, if you hover over this presentation, I believe down here in this lower right hand corner, if you hover over it with your mouse, you'll see a little box that you can click on. That will expand this presentation into full screen mode if that helps make it a little bit easier to view for you. And at any time you want to get back into this normal mode to access that question box, you just hit your escape key on your computer and you'll be right back here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rolling with the four proven marketing systems every contractor must optimize to maximize revenue growth. And thank you very much for your time and attention in joining me here today. So, like I said, in the next hour, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to teach you how you can dominate your market and take your contracting business income to entirely new levels. Now, I know that's a lofty promise here for an hour, but that's what I do for businesses. I help them leverage marketing systems and technology to achieve maximum results. You know, there's all this amazing technology that's been developed and been utilized in all kinds of other businesses, and certainly we've seen the technology impact on contracting. However, still the far majority of us are not taking advantage of the technology and the marketing systems that are out there to the degree that we could to really achieve maximum business results. So I'm going to try and give you some specific ideas and some specific strategies today on how you could be doing things differently to help take your business to the next level. What I found in my dealings with a large number of clients is that about 95% of contracting businesses are missing at least two out of the four critical proven marketing systems that are necessary to achieve maximum business growth. So, occasionally I'll meet businesses that are utilizing three, almost never meet a business that utilizes all four, and most of them are probably only really maximizing one or so. So, by doing that, you're leaving lots and lots of growth on the table. Now, why is it critical that you pay attention to these four key marketing systems and leverage them as much as you can? Well, the competitive landscape for contracting businesses has changed dramatically over the last 10 years. And so has the way your clients find and shop for your services, right? We've got things like Angie's List and Yelp and Google ratings and all this stuff out there. People are searching for your services, on their computers, on their mobile phones, on their iPads. They're getting information about your business in different ways today than they were just 10 years ago. So the industry is changing, but unfortunately, contractors as a group, we've been slow to adapt, and we're stuck a little bit back behind other businesses in this evolutionary chart, and it's causing us to miss out on opportunities. So I want to point out where those opportunities are and help you get there. Now, there are three major drivers of change that have really impacted today's business environment: search, social, and mobile. Okay, these are all things that you're familiar with to some degree, at least personally. But the real issue is, how has this impacted our business? Well, when it comes to search, search engines have made it easier than ever to find information, right? Everything from what movie is playing tonight, to who won last night's baseball game, to information about your business and your competitor's business. Search engines are now accessible not just from our computers, but from our mobile devices that we're carrying around in our pockets, so we can search at any time. And search in one form or another has become the predominant way for clients to find your services. It used to be just word of mouth, but now search has replaced word of mouth, in that we can get online and find more objective information from a big variety of people about how they feel about your services. 74% of local consumers use a search engine when they're looking to hire a contracting business. So search is huge. Social. Social is also just a massive impact on today's business environment. It was 10 years ago or whatever when we hadn't even heard of Facebook. Now we have over 1 billion people worldwide on Facebook. It's shocking, and some people are literally addicted to it and just using it constantly throughout the day. The amazing thing about social networks is that we've taken what used to be offline word of mouth stuff, right? Just people talking to each other like normal human beings, and we've put that online, and we've made it very, very visible to the world, right? It's now easy to share your opinion with tens, hundreds, thousands, or even more people that you don't even really necessarily know. And this has changed something very, very important that you need to understand down here at the bottom, right? Content about your business is not being created by most of you. It's being created by the consumers of your services. They are the ones publishing content about your business, getting that published on the web, and sharing it, like I said, with tens, hundreds, or even thousands of people. So what's being said about your business is most likely not under your control right now. But it's important information. 49% of local consumers say positive online reviews make them more likely to hire a contracting business. So that information is out of your control, and it's critical in the decision-making process. And the third one here, mobile. Mobile may be the biggest game changer of all. Why is that? Well, it's taking all of this that we just talked about, search and social, and put it into our hands for immediate gratification any time of day, right? I've got an iPhone, and I have that in my pocket all the time, and I can search for just about any information that I want at any time. I can pull up a business and leave a review on that business just about any time, right? I know lots of people that do this when they go out to restaurants, right? The first thing they do is pull out their phone at the end of their meal and review it. So it's this immediate gratification that makes mobile so, so powerful. So if you're not present out there in the social and search landscape, and you're not making your way into the pockets of people and into their mobile devices, then your competitors that are there are going to eat you for lunch. So 79% of smartphone owners use mobile devices to influence their decision to hire a contractor. Out of those, 74% decide to hire as a result. And it's easier than ever for consumers to quickly research and compare various contracting businesses. You can see this is a chart from a search for top contractors in Denver, Colorado, and I can easily pull up this type of information from a huge variety of sites and see how other people are rating, certain services, right? So you can see here Tim's Tree Services, 4.83 stars out of 5. That's great. You can see how many people have been reviewed, the ratings and reviews that are out there, and the average rating of all the contractors in Colorado on this particular site. But this is just one of dozens and dozens of sites that I could check at any time to learn more about you and your competitors. So the contractors that get this are really, really doing well. they're taking advantage of these factors and they're making sure that positive reviews and positive content are up on the internet about their business. And the ones that don't get this are getting left behind and they're getting crushed. So the big question is, how do you strategically work with these three big drivers of change to make sure your contracting business leads the pack? Well, the answer is, it means that now more than ever you need to have a marketing plan that works. And there's so much out there. It's right, how do I do this? How do I keep up with this and also run my business as well? And you're right, there is a ton out there and it's changing all the time. So my challenge here is to simplify this challenge for you and clarify the approach so that you can just focus on a small handful of things that are going to make the big difference. And that's those 4 key marketing systems. I like to boil it down just to 4 because it's super simple. It's a limited number of things and it's high level enough that anybody can understand it and grasp it and apply it to their business. So I call that the R4 marketing framework for contracting businesses. And you can see here that that framework is just this simple pyramid with 4 layers, and each of those represent an R, thus the R4 marketing framework, right? The bottom is reputation, the top is reach, resell, and referral. So let's go through those individually. Reputation, obviously, probably nothing is more important in your business than your reputation, right? I think we all just naturally understand that. How past clients, how past customers feel about your services and what they're saying to other people, that creates your reputation, and that can either feed or starve your business depending on how your reputation is. So that is at the base of the pyramid for a very good reason, because that is foundational. We've got to make sure that that reputation is as solid as possible, and we've got to make sure that we're getting the good word about your reputation out in as many places as we can. Next is reach, okay? Reach is how many people are you getting the message about your services to? Because it doesn't matter if you have a perfect reputation. If nobody hears about it, you're not going to grow your business. So we've got to find ways of getting the word about your services out to the right people at the right time. Next is resell. Resell means, how do I get my existing customers to come back and do more and more work with me? Okay, it also means potentially upselling and cross-selling them to additional services. But the point is, when we've gone through all this hard work of getting a customer, we also want to do everything we can to maximize the value of that customer. And then finally is referral at the top of the pyramid, okay? We want people saying good things about us to other potential prospects and customers so that we are getting those golden referrals, right? We love those. It's the best form of marketing when somebody's out there saying good words about us to hot prospects, and those prospects call us up and say, hey, Bob just told me about your services, said you're great, I've got a project for you. That's the kind of business we're all looking for. So that's the R4 marketing framework, okay? It's simple to understand. You can see how each of those 4 R's apply to your business, and you can see that each of them should be maximized. Now, you maximize any one of those, and I've seen just one of those factors result in 25% growth consistently at businesses. You maximize all 4, and you can get business growth of 100% or more every year. And if you look around you, everybody can see there's at least one business in your industry that you know of that seems to be just growing like wildfire, and you're wondering, man, how are they doing it, right? Why aren't they struggling like a lot of the other people are out there right now? Well, it's because they are maximizing 3 or 4 out of these 4 R's, and they're on fire because of it. So let's jump into specific strategies for maximizing each of those 4 R's, starting again with the foundation of the pyramid, which is reputation. As I said before, it's easier than ever for consumers to find the feedback of other consumers to help them make a decision about which contracting business to hire. So you've got to make sure that the feedback that's out there on the web for your business is as positive as possible. 69% of local consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. And it makes sense, right? Because a personal recommendation is just one person, but I can go online and I can see objective reviews from many people over time. And that creates a kind of safety, a consistency in seeing, yeah, how have you done across all of your customers over time, right? 7 in 10 local consumers like to read up to 10 reviews before deciding to hire a contracting business. I'm sure you've experienced this in your own life, right? And deciding what restaurants to go to or what service providers to work in, and in your business or at your home. There are always reviews out there that you turn to nowadays to find out, hey, what do other people think, right? And we read through a handful of those reviews before we make a decision and get comfortable selecting a particular vendor or company or restaurant or whatever it is. 80% of local clients will purposely avoid contracting businesses with negative online reviews. Again, this makes total sense. I mean, one of our biggest fears is, getting taken advantage of, or having some work done that isn't done properly, and we lose out on money. So, if we see those negative reviews, we're likely to run in the other direction. So all this data adds up to tell you, reputation is incredibly important. It always has been, but I think that the impact of reputation is magnified now online. So the question is, who's talking about you, right? Because in today's day and age, an unhappy customer can spread the word to, tens, hundreds, thousands of their closest, what we call closest strangers on the internet, right? You get these people on Facebook that are connected to hundreds of people on Facebook, may not really be friends of theirs. They're just people that they've, run across that friended them on Facebook, and those same people are connected to hundreds of people. You have this massive viral network. That's what social media is. So somebody goes out and posts something negative about your business, it can get around to a lot of people fast. So the real problem is that the people that are talking about you are oftentimes the people that are unhappy, right? It could be existing customers, prospects, competitors, disgruntled ex-employees, ex-spouses, former business partners or investors, or what we call trolls, the permanently aggrieved, right? The people who just love to, for whatever reason, just say bad things about just about everybody online. So, if you're fortunate enough to have reviews like this, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, then congratulations. But most likely what you're going to find is stuff like this. Look, Applewood Plumbing, Heating, and Electric. This is a very big business. 12 out of 30 is their score on Google. Okay, that is not encouraging, right? As a consumer, I look at that and think, yeah, I'm running in the other direction. So your goal is to make sure that you have that 5-star reputation and do everything that you can to protect your reputation online. So the question is, how do you do that? Step number 1 is you want to take ownership of the profiles for your business and all of the key directories and networks that are out there. What do I mean by key directories and networks? I mean that there are all kinds of sites out there that have a listing for your business where people are able to come and find information about your business and share their feelings about your business, right? Review your business. So Google Plus Local, an incredibly important one, right? Google is incorporating reviews into their search results now. Yelp, we've all heard of. Kudzu, Angie's List, I'm sure you've heard of. Rate My Contractor, Facebook, Twitter. There's all kinds of businesses out there that have your profile about your business on their site. Now, the key is you may not know that those profiles exist, and the information on those profiles is oftentimes wrong or completely inaccurate, right? Or there are just downright, lies sometimes on there about your business that are posted by competitors, or again, ex-employees or ex-spouses, things like that. I've seen just about everything in this business. So you've got to go and take ownership of those directories. You've got to go and make sure that you have claimed those listings and made sure that the information on them is accurate. Otherwise, there could just be bad information about your business out there. Next is you've got to do your best to try and publish your own story. Okay, you don't want to leave the content that's out there about your business up to just the unhappy customers out there, right? you want to create your own content. There's a lot of ways to do this. I'm not asking you to become a full-time author. I'm not asking you to become a movie producer or anything like that, but just making sure that you're doing things like announcing special promotions, putting up limited time offers, sharing testimonials from happy customers, writing up quick little case studies about them, maybe some unique stories that you have about some of your customers that you could share. You can have somebody else create this content for you quickly and easily each month to make sure that you're posting some good information. The other thing that a lot of you could do a very nice job of is posting helpful information on subjects that will help your clients and prospects, right? You all typically have some sort of trade skill that most people don't have. So, you can create all kinds of interesting content that can help people out, maybe do quick little videos, whatever it is. And then add social media sharing buttons to all of that content to make sure that it gets into as many hands as possible. Staying connected with your customers, right? Here's an Applewood blog. It's Applewood Plumbing, Heating, and Electric that I showed you earlier. One of the things that they are doing well is they're making sure to publish content on a blog on a regular basis. Again, what they're doing is they're doing their best to try to control that story that's out there about them. They've probably seen their Google ratings. They know that they have some pretty poor ratings out there. So they're saying, okay, how can we put other content out there so that customers will find that content instead and be persuaded to work with us? Again, I mentioned making educational videos and posting them to YouTube. Here's Shark Bite Plumbing Solutions. They're putting together some video here how to fix copper pipe. And the thing that many of you may not know is that any given video stands about a 50 times better chance of appearing in the first page of search results than any given text page in the index. So video is very, very attractive in the search engines. If you can create some quick little YouTube videos and share those with people, you have a real advantage. Finally, build a review collection system, okay? As I mentioned earlier, the majority of people that are likely to get online and say things about your business, unfortunately, are people that are likely to get online and say bad things. It's the people who are upset that tend to take the time to leave reviews and leave comments. So what you need to do is you need to counteract that by having a process for collecting reviews from happy customers. When you know you've got a good one, when you know you knock the ball out of the park for service, you want to make sure that you make it easy for them to leave you a review and a testimonial. And the key is easy, right? Because people won't do anything unless it's easy, right? So we've got to have a system that makes it simple for them. So you need to have a system that should be active and methodical and display those reviews and collect those referrals and get them onto your website as fast as possible. Get them onto the social media networks as fast as possible because it makes a difference. Displaying reviews on your business website can boost emails and calls by over 20%. That's a real boost in business. Now, the big takeaway here is that reputation, it's always been the foundation of your business. It's now the foundation of effective marketing for contracting businesses. You've got to make sure that you are not just doing what you can from a service perspective to have a solid reputation, but you've got to also proactively market that reputation in as many ways as possible. It's no longer enough to do good work. Okay? Let's move on now to reach. Once we have that solid reputation, we want to get that good word out to as many people as possible, right? So we've got to have systems and marketing vehicles to get out to as many people as we can. Let's talk about social media first, okay? We've talked a little bit about social media already. Social media use has grown by 712% since 2005. It's been on fire. I mean, obviously, you all know, Facebook, Twitter, and these things, and maybe you don't use them personally, but you hear about them a lot. Other people are using them, and that's what matters, okay? It's not right for you to say, well, I'm not using it, so I'm not going to promote my business on there. Who cares what you use? What you care is what your customers use. If they're on there, you want to market to them there. 86% of contracting business owners believe marketing on Facebook is important to their business. So we recognize that as a group, but the majority of us aren't doing anything about it. Facebook now has 155 million plus users in the US alone and over 1 billion throughout the world. So again, even if you're not spending time on there, we want to make sure and reach our customers where they're at. You want to build a Facebook page and presence and social media presence in general. and boost your likes by giving away free tips and advice. You can see here this Ryan's Remodeling Kitchen and Bath. Do a great job. It's a great Facebook page, and they're on there interacting with people. You can see here they're actually getting deals through this, right? You can see here somebody posting, I have a room upstairs that needs to be turned into a, so there's opportunities on here to really interact with people and build a community and find new business. So you want to reach them where they're at. One of the key ways that you can do that within Facebook is what's called sponsored story ads. A sponsored story ad converts users' activity into ads and displays the ad to friends of the users. So you may have seen this before with something like Starbucks, right? Here Jessica went to Starbucks for the second time in the day, and Starbucks is using this sponsored story ad vehicle so that when she comes in and checks in at Starbucks, Facebook automatically turns that into an ad and shares that with all of Jessica's connections. So this is an automated way to get the word out about the fact that Jessica visited Starbucks, to get that same word out to all of the people that she knows. Well, you can use those same types of advertising techniques for your business. It's a very, very effective, cheap, and automated way to get the word out about your business to other people. Facebook sponsored stories are very successful. They have a 53% higher click-through rate than direct advertising. So really powerful vehicle for you. Now, the big takeaway is, as I said, your customers are socially active online. It doesn't matter if you are or not. I know a lot of us in this industry are not. But look, your customers are, so you need to meet them there. And if you're not reaching them on social media, I promise you, your more savvy competitors are, and they're taking money from your pocket. All right, let's talk about reach via mobile as well. Mobile searches have quadrupled in the last year according to Google, and it's expected that mobile internet usage will overtake desktop internet usage by the year 2014. So right around the corner, mobile internet will be more of a force out there than desktop internet use, which is just amazing. So it's important that, again, we have a strategy for targeting people on a mobile basis. The cool thing is, look at this. After looking up contracting businesses via mobile, 61% will result in a phone call and 59% will result in some sort of visit or appointment. 6 in 10 prospects will leave your site if it's not mobile friendly. And 50% of local consumers won't recommend a contracting business with a poor mobile experience. So, your goal is to make it as easy as possible for prospects to consume information about your business on their mobile phones and mobile devices, right? And I showed you, here's just a computer repair contracting business, just to show you as an example that your standard website is probably not cutting it on mobile devices. I mean, you can see here, this is this Computer Renaissance business standard website, and you can see very, very hard to access the information, versus this is a modified site for mobile that makes it super easy. Look at that, one click of the button, I can call them, I can have the information about them sent to my phone, I can find them on a map, I can look at their products, services, schedule, right, store hours. So this structure makes it much, much easier for me to take my thumb or my fat finger on my phone and get the information that I need from this business. So check out your website on your mobile phone and see how it looks. The far majority of you, it's going to look more like this, and that's a problem. Okay, so the big takeaway here is customers don't want to be disconnected from their phones. This addiction gives you an opportunity to get your business to them wherever they may at, and this is a real opportunity to reach your customers. So you've got to take advantage of mobile. All right, let's talk about resell here. Okay, resell again is how do we get the most value from all of our customers, right? How do we get that customer coming back and buying more from us over time? Well, one of the great ways to do this is actually via mobile devices, as we mentioned before here. So 87% of Americans have mobile phones, 73% say it's their most used technology device, and 25% of all U.S. households have ditched their landlines. They don't even have traditional phones anymore. So depending on the nature of your business, I'm speaking to contracting businesses. That could be all kinds of different businesses. That could be everything from those of you who are building custom homes to those of you who are doing home cleaning services. So some of you this may apply, some of you may not, but the majority of you can find a way to resell to customers using text messages or SMS messages. So look at these numbers. 6.1 trillion text messages were sent and received in 2010. And SMS is capable of reaching 91% of the U.S. population, right? Because you don't have to have a smartphone. You don't have to have the latest iPhone or Android or whatever. You can just have a good old cell phone and you can get text messages. Now, why use SMS? Super, super easy for people to sign up to your list, to get those text messages. They have very, very high open rates. So it's a very effective marketing platform. In fact, many marketers will say it is the most effective marketing platform. Look at these statistics. 97% of all SMS marketing texts are opened. 95 to 98% of text messages are read within minutes of receipt. And 33% of email addresses change on a yearly basis. So I know many of you are probably keeping in touch with customers via email. But look, the open rates on emails are now down to under 10% on average versus 97% for SMS. And I'm sure you can attest to this, right? Think about your own email inbox and all the spam you get in there versus somebody sending you a text message straight to your cell phone number. And how do you respond, right, to that vibrating phone in your pocket when you have a text message, or that beeping sound, or whatever chime it is that you use? You check those things out right away. That's the power of text. So how can you use this? Appointment reminders, right? Appointment reminders can reduce no-shows for appointments by 50% or more, which means it can save you a ton of money. Because how many times have you gone to work for a customer and they're not there, right? They forgot about the appointment. So using those to remind people of appointments can be huge. Also, during slow times, you can offer coupons for your services as well, right? Say you're a home improvement business, say you got a handyman business, and you've got nothing booked up for tomorrow afternoon. You got a big open slot. Well, any open time is just lost money. So you could send out a coupon to all your past customers and say, hey, I've got the afternoon open tomorrow, 10% off for the person who claims it. Very, very powerful way to get people to respond and book up that extra time. So, big takeaway here, text messaging is incredibly popular. It's the most popular form of communication among your consumers in terms of the volume, and it's almost guaranteed to get through to them. So, build your SMS list today and look for creative ways to use it. All right, next is referral. Top of the pyramid. We want to get people that are happy with us, saying good things about us, to as many people as possible, so we get those golden referrals, those super lucrative referral business, right? 65% of new business for contractors come from referrals. So we are relying on this heavily. In fact, 41% of contracting businesses count on referrals for over 80% of their sales. So this is a huge part of your business. But the problem is referrals are unpredictable, okay? And most of us are just leaving them up to chance. We want to figure out how we can proactively drive those referrals instead of just leaving them up to chance so we don't have those slow times in our business. You need to understand, first and foremost, that good customer service doesn't always equate to referrals, okay? Again, as I mentioned earlier, if it's not easy for people to refer you, they won't do it. It's kind of an out of sight, out of mind thing. In fact, 83% of satisfied customers are willing to refer business to you, but only 29% actually do. Why is that? Because by nature, we're a little bit lazy, right? And if you don't have an easy system to remind me to refer you, then I forget to do it. It's not that I'm not happy with your services, it's just not top of mind for me. So you must leverage a referral system to take this from being the typical word of mouth, which is, you're just hoping on, things going your way. It's really all about, chance, to a referral system that is predictable, consistent, and repeatable. So what exactly do I mean by a referral system? I mean a methodical process that captures qualified prospects through association with people, right? Through association with your happy customers. So how do you generate referrals in a repeatable system? It's simple. You ask for them. You've got to ask for them. You've got to strike when the moment is right, right? Strike when the iron is hot, to make sure that you get the most referrals. And there's that old saying in sales, if you don't ask, you don't get. And the problem is that most of us are just not asking enough. 91% of your clients would give you a referral but have never been asked. And it's a pretty straightforward thing to do, right? Asking for referrals can be as simple as using referral cards that you drop off after service, postcards that you send to them in the mail, using social media, using your website, however it is that you can get in front of them and ask for a referral, you should be doing it. You can again also print them, send them referral cards and postcards in the mail. You can do this online, right? Here's an example of just online via Facebook there. So there's lots of ways that you can do it. Offer coupons for people that refer. Enter people who refer into contests with some attractive prizes, right? You just got to creative, and you got to get creative, and most importantly, you've got to make it a system. So big takeaway here: referrals are great. They're the lifeblood of our business, but they're hard to depend on if you can't make them predictable. So you need to design a repeatable system that captures those referrals when your customers are thrilled and make it very easy for them to share their good feelings about your business. All right, so that's a quick breeze through the R4 marketing framework. We went through all of them there: reputation, reach, resell, and referral. And I hope you can see how this becomes a virtuous cycle, right? If we do these things well, then we get a lot more referrals. People are saying good things about us, which enhances our reputation, and all of this gets easier and easier. It's almost impossible for your business not to grow if you're putting good focus on each of those R's. So the question is, are you doing everything you can to grow your contracting business? And when I ask this of my contracting clients, of course, the far majority of them say no. Why is that? Well, it's awareness of just even what these issues are, and expertise around marketing systems and technology. I mean, this is a full-time job just to keep up with this stuff, right? And then of course it's time. I mean, you're out taking care of your customers. You're out doing your job. You don't have time to spend hours every day working marketing systems at the same time. And for a handful, it's budget as well, right? There's this perception that this can be very expensive to do. Well, the problem with that is that there is a widening gap between the contractors that get this and those that don't. And there are some businesses out there who are really doing a good job with this stuff, and they are starting to dominate their markets. And maybe you see those handful of competitors in your territory that are doing really, really well, and you're getting frustrated because you're feeling like maybe you're getting left behind a little bit. So that's the challenge. If you're not committing some time and energy and some focus on these 4 marketing systems, that's exactly what can happen. Now, what I find is that 90% of contracting businesses realize they aren't growing like they should, but the far majority of them that I talk to blame it on something like the economy, and it's somebody else's fault, right? Only about 50% realize that, hey, growth is primarily up to you. Yes, we all have the economy to deal with and all that stuff. Those things are out of our control, but I promise you, I can show you during any economy a contracting business that is growing like wildfire because they're doing these things right. So let's not give ourselves the convenient excuse of it's just the economy. Well, only about 50% of contractors are willing to listen to me on that. The rest of them say, oh, you're crazy, it's the economy, it's not my fault. They're not willing to take ownership. And I'm sure some of you are feeling that way right now. Only 20% realize that being strategic about their marketing is the difference that is going to take their business to the next level. I'm sure all of you have seen other contractor businesses out there that are, your competitors that you believe are not providing as good of a service as you are, and yet they're bigger or they're growing faster. Well, why is that? Why is that? If you're providing better service, why is it that you're not bigger than them and you're not growing faster than them? It's because they're doing a better job at marketing. They're getting the word out about their services where you are not. I'm sure that makes sense to a lot of you. to 20% is what I found. If you're a part of that 20%, if you're committed to creating maximum growth for your business, I would love to get to know your business better. Okay, this is what I do for a living. This is what my team does for a living. Is we help businesses like yours take advantage of these marketing systems to grow. So this is not a hard sales pitch, but if it is something that you realize, man, you know what, we should be doing a better job with this stuff, then I would love to have the opportunity just to have a conversation with you and see if there's some way that we might be able to help your business grow. Okay? So thank you for your time and attention. On that note here, I'm going to go ahead and answer a handful of questions, and I'm going to let you get back to your day. Let me see here. Let me just grab a quick drink of water here, just make sure I've got my voice. I'll answer a few questions. Let's see here. So Tom wants to know, how do we get ranked higher in Google? He says, I'm sick of seeing my competitors outranking me in the search engines. What's the trick? Well, the trick is that there's no trick. There's lots and lots and lots of tricks. And really not tricks. There's fundamental things that you need to do. So it's not a short answer, and getting ranked is something that's more and more complicated every day, because the search engines are doing a great job of incorporating a lot of factors into determining who should rank well. So things like your reputation, they look at your reviews, right? Because why would they want to return a result in the searches of a poorly reviewed business when they can return a highly reviewed business, right? When you're out looking for a restaurant, you're not looking for the worst restaurant, you're looking for the best one. So your reviews, your reputation out there is going to make a huge difference. How your website is structured, what kind of content you're producing and publishing, who's linked to your website, who's pointing to your website in the social media pages. Everything has some sort of influence now. So it's not a real easy question. Certainly something that we can advise and help with, but there's a lot of factors there. Let's see here. Somebody it looks like Paul says that he's seen some negative reviews about his business on Yelp that are bogus. What can we do to get those reviews removed? It's difficult. Typically, what we advise is that you don't focus on getting them removed. What we advise that you do is focus on burying them. And what I mean by that is to bury them under layers and layers of positive reviews. Getting them removed can be very difficult. By their nature, the sites that are hosting those reviews want to remain objective. So if a business can just call up and say, hey, review that negative review, I don't like it, then that removes the objectivity of their site. So by nature, it's going to be hard to do. So what we recommend is that you put those review and referral systems in place to make sure that you're capturing as many reviews as possible and just burying the bad ones. I mean, look, no matter what you do, every business is going to get bad reviews, right? It doesn't matter how good of a job you do, you're always going to have some customers that you ruffle their feathers. So again, focus on burying them in good reviews. Now, if that review is something that's you can show as obviously malicious, like from an ex-employee or something like that, then there have been cases where people have taken documentation to Yelp or Google or whatever it is and been able to get those reviews taken down. But it can be a pretty long, drawn-out process. I'll promise you that. Let's see here. So somebody mentioned that they've used what was Service Magic in the past to get leads on a regular basis and pay for those leads, but they're not exclusive leads. And it can be a little bit of a pain in the neck to deal with them, which, yeah, we've all heard about that company. What are alternatives to generating our own leads like they do? Well, the alternatives are numerous. I mean, you can run advertising just like they're doing, right? I mean, to get those leads, they are publishing ads and they're publishing content out on the web to get people that are looking for contracting services to pick up the phone and make a call. So you could be doing that exact type of thing for your business on your own, right? That would fall into that reach category, where you can be running ads on Facebook, you can run ads on Google and the other search engines, you could be doing direct mail. All of those types of things are the types of things that we help our clients take control of so that you're not just relying on a third party like a Service Magic or other businesses to generate your leads for you. Okay? So I have a couple more questions, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and wrap this up. I want to let you guys get back to your day. I know that you're busy, so if I didn't answer your question directly, I will get in touch with you here just in the next 24 or 48 hours, either myself or somebody from my team to follow up with you directly. And again, I just want to say thank you for your time and attention. And if this is something that you feel like you could use a hand with, I would love the opportunity to just connect and have a low pressure conversation just to see if there's some way that we might be able to help your business. So if that's the case, all around this presentation is our contact information. Please do just get in touch, and we'd love to have a conversation with you. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time again for being here. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.